welcome to the Magpie Channel TV after a 3-2 win over Southampton. Here in Dubai, joined by the Geordie Dentist in Dubai, as you might know him on Twitter. Mitch, how we're doing, mate? How we're feeling after that emphatic 3-2 win over Southampton? A big win, a much needed win.
Huge win, huge 3 points. My arse has just stopped twitching now. I tell you, it's ridiculous, really. But circumstances, you've got to hand it to them for battling that out. You know, that's what that's all about. Is just have you got the cojones to dig in and do it. The pitch was appalling. As one of my mates said was on Twitter, you know, the geese and the ducks from Bloody Lees's Park were almost on it. You know, just so much water. Horrible game in a horrible conditions. We managed to dig it out. Brilliant.
We haven't got that in Dubai at the minute, but we said that during the game, like on the pitch, we had Shelby spraying balls across. I'll just move this forward because of the noise of the Grand Prix in the background. We had the Shelby spraying balls across, and then you see the water fly off St James's Park turf there. So the players did well to battle out and get the release. It's nice to see the players with that spirit, the great determination to get 3 points, because it wasn't easy. We had 10 men for a lot of the game. We had 9 men for the last 15 minutes or so.
That last 15 minutes with 9 men on the pitch, in fact, it was huge. I mean, you could say maybe it's even 8 men because Joe Linton was on there as well. But you know, we genuinely did well, and I'm being a bit harsh on Joe Linton because you've got to hand it to every single one of them that got the 3 points over the line.
Did I? Because it was typical Newcastle to get in a position where you're 3-1 up at half time, and you seem to be squeaky bum time, a bit nervous going into the second half.
But also then you've got to look at some of the other side of it. Hendrick, what was he thinking doing, pulling a shirt in that situation? He knows he's on a yellow. There's no need for it. It wasn't as if it was on the edge of the box and the lad was good, clean through to do something. You know, if you're going to pick up a red for something like that, I'll less likely to have it go at a player if it's in a position that matters. But when it's in the centre of the pitch like that, that's just stupid.
A lot of people are obviously praising we're at the minute for the turn up in attacking performances. Obviously we're seeing a lot more possession, we're seeing a lot more shots on target. Is that down to the impact of Graeme Jones, or has Bruce turned things around?
That's the $1 million question, and I've now just seen a few pictures and a video of them coming over for a drink, and there's only one man speaking to the players. That's Graeme Jones.
Yeah, aye.
And Bruce is wandering around in the background like somebody who's missed the bus. I get why it's a touchy and probably a little bit divisive subject to talk about, but there's something different happening within the squad. There's an energy there that wasn't there before.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's only been one change made. Coincidence? I personally don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the bigger picture is going forward. I know I've seen people asking, does this answer the question about has Bruce lost the dressing room or not? But has somebody brought the dressing room back to Bruce? Something has changed. Because I think 4 or 5 weeks ago we wouldn't have known that game.
No, we definitely would have continued at the end for at least a draw.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So now Newcastle can obviously take a bit of momentum heading into Chelsea away, Man United and Wolves for the rest of February.
Yeah.
Are you confident that the gap of about 10 points or 11 points is enough to survive?
Should be. At the minute, should be. At the minute, we seem to be relying on the fact that the bottom 3 really are rubbish.
Yeah,
you know,
looking at those 3 teams,
that is, you know, that's the reality. Fulham have got games in hand, but the last time we got relegated, we had games in hand. Games in hand mean nothing unless you win the bloody thing, and there's no guarantee of that in the Premiership. So I'd rather be sat with the points on the board and a bit of a gap that they have to come to us. They've got to look and say, we're 11 points behind them, we need to scramble it down. So that's a good position to be in. We're lucky that we rode well up earlier in the season, because we did, let's be honest about it. But going forward, I think you take out those next 3 games, any points we can get out of that, that's a bonus from now. And we can look at it as a bonus. And that should hopefully take a little bit of pressure off the dressing room. Going forward from here, it looks like we've picked up more injuries today as well as a suspension. That's not great, but we should have a squad at least that can cope with that.
Hopefully, so, we've seen Shaw and Wilson come off the day.
Absolutely. I mean, Wilson seems to have been holding his hamstrings for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I just
A lot of
hope
pressure
the
on his
hell,
shoulders.
that cold weather hasn't actually pinged. Hopefully that's just a precaution to let him come off. ASM looked like he limped off a little bit, but for me he always looks like he's limping, so
He does every time he gets a sliding
that's
pound.
not necessarily something to read into. I think Shaw's done for the season.
So pretty is it coming up on the stretcher?
If you look at the angle, his knee goes up from one of the angles from behind. I've seen that before with my knee, and I know what happened to that. So again, it could just be minor ligament damage, but it looks like a bad one to me. So we'll have to then sit down and see how the squad can cope.
Fingers crossed, right? Cheers, Mitch, for joining me.
No bother. Thank you. But if NUFC matters, meet the Magpie channel, crossover.
Crossover. Cheers, everyone. Subscribe to my channel. See you later.